You're sitting on the couch after a long day. Maybe you're scrolling through your phone. Maybe you're just resting with your hand hanging loosely over the edge of the cushion. Your dog walks over, not excited, not asking for a toy, just calm. They sit beside you and gently take your hand between their paws. Then it starts. A few small licks. Slow. Repeated. Careful. Not frantic, like when they're eating. Not playful, like during a game. Just steady licking across your fingers or palm. You might laugh and pull your hand away. Or maybe you let it happen for a moment before saying, "Okay, that's enough." Most owners assume the same thing. Your dog is being affectionate. Or maybe they just like the salty taste of your skin. But that quiet little ritual, your dog licking your hand again and again, may actually reveal something deeper about how a dog's brain maintains emotional connection. Most people explain this behavior in a very simple way. Dogs lick because they love you, or because your skin tastes salty, or because they've learned it gets attention. And sometimes those things are true. But researchers who study canine behavior have noticed something interesting. Dogs often lick their owners' hands during calm moments, not just when they want food or play. They do it when you're sitting quietly together, when you're petting them, when the room is relaxed, which suggests this behavior might not be a request. Instead, it may be a subtle way the dog's brain checks and reinforces social connection with the most important member of their world. To understand this behavior, scientists began looking at how dogs use physical contact to regulate relationships with humans. One of the most influential groups studying this comes from Eötvös Loránd University in Budapest, where researchers have spent years exploring how dogs form attachment bonds with their owners. In several experiments, dogs were placed in unfamiliar rooms with their owners nearby. Researchers observed how easily the dogs relaxed, explored, or settled down. What they found looked very similar to patterns seen in human infants. Psychologists call it the secure base effect. When a trusted caregiver is present, a child's brain becomes calmer and more confident. Exploration increases. Stress signals decrease. Dogs appear to show the same pattern with their owners. When the trusted human is nearby, the dogs relax faster and display fewer signs of stress. Physical contact plays an important role in maintaining that bond. So when your dog repeatedly licks your hand, their brain may be doing something subtle, not asking for something, but confirming the presence of the individual that organizes their sense of safety. A small social signal that says, "You're here. The connection is intact." Beneath that small gesture is a chemical system that helps regulate social bonds. When dogs interact with a trusted human, through touch, eye contact, or close proximity, their brains release oxytocin. This molecule is often called the bonding hormone, but neuroscientists describe it more precisely as a social safety signal. Oxytocin quiets the brain's threat detection systems. Cortisol levels begin to fall. Heart rate slows. The nervous system shifts from alertness into a calmer state designed for rest and connection. In other words, oxytocin tells the brain something important. The right individual is here. Licking may help activate this system. In mammals, gentle contact behaviors, grooming, touching, nuzzling, often trigger the release of bonding chemicals in the brain. Among wolves and other social animals, these behaviors help maintain trust inside the group. Dogs appear to use licking in a similar way. When your dog repeatedly licks your hand, their brain may be reinforcing a chemical loop that strengthens the relationship. Touch leads to oxytocin. Oxytocin reinforces the bond, and the bond itself makes the environment feel more predictable. What feels like a small, this slightly messy habit may actually be part of the biological system that keeps the dog-human relationship emotionally stable. To understand why licking became part of this bond, we have to go back to the social behavior of dogs' ancestors. In wolf packs, physical grooming is common. Wolves lick each other's faces and mouths as a way to maintain social harmony and reinforce trust within the group. It's not just affection, it's communication. Young wolves lick the mouths of older pack members as a signal of connection and respect. Adults groom each other to maintain the stability of the group. When dogs began living alongside humans thousands of years ago, many of these social behaviors didn't disappear. They simply adapted to a new partner. Instead of grooming another wolf, so dogs began directing those same contact signals toward humans. Archaeological evidence suggests dogs and humans have shared living spaces for over 14,000 years. Over time, dogs that could read and respond to human social cues were more likely to survive. So when your dog licks your hand today, the behavior may still carry echoes of an ancient pack instinct. A simple gesture that once helped keep a group connected. What's fascinating is that this interaction doesn't only affect your dog, it affects you as well. When a dog touches or licks a trusted human, the human brain can also release oxytocin. Studies on human-animal interaction show that even small moments of contact with a bonded pet can lower cortisol levels and reduce feelings of stress. Your brain reads the interaction as a form of social connection. That's why a dog licking your hand during a quiet moment can feel strangely calming. Your attention shifts. Your breathing slows. The nervous system relaxes. Without realizing it, two different species are regulating each other's emotional state. Your dog maintains the bond, and your brain responds by settling into the shared moment. Because this licking behavior is connected to social bonding, changes in it can sometimes reflect subtle shifts in your dog's emotional state. Dogs that frequently lick their owner's hands are often comfortable initiating contact. Their nervous system sees the interaction as safe and familiar. But if a dog that used to show this behavior suddenly stops seeking physical contact, avoids proximity, or seems less interested in interaction, it may signal something small has changed. Sometimes it's routine, new environments, changes in household dynamics, or aging. Other times, discomfort or stress can make dogs less likely to initiate close contact. This doesn't automatically mean something is wrong, but dogs often communicate emotional changes through small shifts in everyday behavior long before obvious signs appear. So the next time your dog gently takes your hand and starts licking your fingers, pause for a moment before pulling away. What seems like a simple habit may actually be your dog's brain doing something important. Reinforcing a bond, confirming a connection, maintaining the relationship that organizes their sense of safety. A small gesture repeated thousands of times in the quiet moments of everyday life. And if you've ever wondered why your dog sometimes rests their head on your lap and just stays there, the neuroscience behind that behavior reveals another subtle way dogs anchor themselves to the humans they trust most.